I'm Angela Barbarin, and I welcome you to Unity of St. Petersburg, where we celebrate God, the good, and the principles of unity as a positive path for spiritual living. We are pleased to join you in celebration and worship, whether you're here in the sanctuary or with us on Zoom. Thank you for being a part of our spiritual family. If you are here in the sanctuary, please silence your cell phones now if you haven't done so already. We have a very special guest today, Elaine Silver. Yay! Also known as Reverend Faerie. And a little bit about Elaine. She is a celebrated folk musician, spiritual leader, and metaphysical minister whose luminous voice and heartfelt performances have inspired audiences across North America and Europe. With 22 CDs to her name, she blends original compositions with spiritual teachings rooted in New Thought philosophy, science of mind, and earth-based traditions. Ordained as a divinity priestess in the Temple of Isis on, let's see if I can do this, 10-10-10. She is also a licensed science of mind practitioner and certified passion test facilitator. And due to a lifelong passion, a certified beetleologist through Beetleology University in the UK. Wow. When do you sleep? Elaine has shared stages with many folk legends, including Arlo Guthrie and Pete Seeger, to name just a few, and collaborated with spiritual luminaries including Deepak Chopra, Wayne Dyer, Marianne Williamson, Neil Donald Walsh, Alan Cohen, and Don Miguel Ruiz. That's amazing. Known for her fairy persona, she infuses her concerts, workshops, and Sunday services with magic, love, and transformative energy, offering a musical ministry that uplifts and heals. She is delighted to be making her debut as guest minister once again at Unity of St. Petersburg. Please welcome Reverend Faerie Elaine Silver.
Hey, thank you. That's such nice things you said about me. So we're going to do a congregational song, and it's actually the Lord's Prayer. I may have done it here before, I'm not sure, but before I got to do the pulpit support, I was the guest minister, and they would hire me to just do the music. Some of the Unity churches required that I sing, Our Father, right? And it's like a hard song to sing. And anyway, I turned it into a country waltz. And I'm going to sing it once. And if you already feel like you know it, it's very simple melody. If you want to get up and dance, you can do that. And then we'll all sing it together. Our Father and Mother Waltz. Our Father and Mother, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. You give us this day our daily bread, we want instead of what we don't want. You lead us and guide us and protect us and deliver us from evil and error. For thine is the kingdom, and thine is the power, and thine is the glory, forever and ever. So it sounds like a lot of you already know it. Pretty easy, right? Here we go. Our Father and Mother, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Sounds great. On earth as it is in heaven. Yeah. You give us this day our daily bread. You forgive us our debts as we do our debtors. You lead us and guide us and protect us and deliver us from evil and error. Let me hear you on this part. For thine is the kingdom, and thine is the power, and thine is the glory, forever and ever, forever and ever, forever and ever. Amen. So it is.
Oh, that was so wonderful. We welcome everyone who's with us today, those on Zoom, and those in the sanctuary, and those with us in spirit. We believe that there are many paths to God and many names for God, but there is only one power, one presence, and it is good, God the good. Unity invites us to awaken to the Christ within, with practical applications for everyday, positive living, in order to make a difference in our world. For those visiting Unity of St. Petersburg for the first time, we welcome you. If you are here for the first time, we have a two-sided guest sheet in the chair in front of you. If you fill this form out and bring it to the information desk in the lobby, you can pick up a small gift today, and we will also add you to our monthly newsletter. We are grateful you have been guided to Unity of St. Petersburg and welcome you to return. And now for the announcements. Today, we celebrate our January birthdays. Please stand if you have a birthday in January, or wave your hands if you're more comfortable. Yay! Happy birthday to all of you. To celebrate, as always, there's cake, which will be served in the kitchen after service. That's always a fun time. Movie night is back. January 23rd at 7 p.m. We're featuring the movie Peaceful Warrior. And there's usually a little discussion afterwards, so it's a fun time. And there will be popcorn. January 24th from 1:11 to 3:11 p.m. Join Kirtan with friends. I hope I'm saying that right. Kirtan with friends, and bring your instruments to sing and play along. It was 1:11 to 3:11. I'm not sure what that. Okay. Thank you. So that's, you can't forget that, 1:11 to 3:11. It'll be a great time, and singing and playing instruments is so good for you. January 31st, life coach Julie Baum will hold a vision board workshop. You will need to email Julie Baum to reserve a spot, and her email is on the flyer in the lobby. News from the bookstore. We now have the January and February Daily Word magazine and Unity 2026 calendars available for purchase. Our annual meeting will be held February 15th, and everyone is welcome to attend. Here you will be able to meet our Board of Trustees and members. For members, there is a sign-up sheet in the lobby giving permission for us to send the invitation for this meeting by email. This is the last Sunday to sign up to receive the invitation by email. So please get your name on that list if you want that email reminder. Please print your email clearly so we can get that to you. There will be a healing service today at noon in the sanctuary. And now, let us speak together our statement of faith, which is the foundational principle of unity. Together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good omnipotence. And now let us take a moment to bless our beautiful, wonderful children. Together, to all God's children, you are guided and protected. We bless you, we love you, you are the light of the world. And now, as we move into our time of meditation, Joanne Arnold will lead us in the reading of today's daily word.
Good morning. Today's word is guidance. Created in the image and likeness of God, I have creative power to bring my ideas to life. I choose which thoughts to nourish, to nurture and grow, and where and how to invest my time and energy. Like a sailor preparing to embark upon the open sea, I do not travel alone. I get clear about where I want to go and what I want to experience, and get ready for the journey. I map the course to my goals and make an action plan. God accompanies me as the wind that fills my sails and propels me. I hold the rudder and choose the route, but ultimately the wind moves me. I collaborate with spirit within and feel secure and brave, knowing I am always supported. With divine guidance to rely upon, I move confidently in the direction of my dreams. The human mind plans the way, but the Lord directs the steps. Proverbs 16:9. And now if you'll repeat with me. I follow divine guidance with faith and confidence. Okay, let's take a moment right now to pray for our loved ones as we speak their names either out loud are holding our hearts, those in our mind and those on our prayer list. Kyle, Jesse, Pam, Charlie, Tanya, Ed, Jean Ann, Larry, Dean, Marissa, Liz, Pam, Dan, Judy, Cindy, Bob, Marion, Sheila and John, Sharon, Alexis and Andrew, Judy, Lavon, Doris, Reverend Lori, Bonnie, Natalie, Anastasia, Tim, Michael, Claire, Mary, Sandy, Maurice, Fran, Elaine, Andy, Jess, Luke, Scarlett, Olivia, Will, Catherine, Clinton, Patty, Emerson III, Sterling, Livingston, Cortland, Sebastian, Kathy, Emerson II, Hayden, Marjorie, Sunrunner drivers, LaQuisha, Simone, Bill, Susan, Lilybell, Marie, and Jean.
Okay, we're going to have the meditation. So some of you are already nice and comfortable in your seats, and if you can put both feet on the floor as you're able, and unfold arms and legs if you can, and close your eyes or lower the gaze or watch me, whatever you feel more comfortable doing. Our entire existence as human spirits comes down to choice. When we realize that we have this power at our command, it's also known as free will, we can consciously create and attract the experiences we truly desire. And it is helpful to get quiet and go within and listen. Go within and listen to the universal voice, the still small voice. It's always available to us. Yeah. We are always at choice when we tune into the universal voice, but it takes discipline to listen into the universal voice. Now, for some people, it doesn't take any discipline at all. And what we do repeatedly becomes a habit. It's a habitual way of being. And there's a universal choice. It's the love in the universal voice, but it takes discipline to listen into the universal voice. The universal voice is still and small. The universal voice answers every call. This comes from within, below, and above, as the sacred sound of love. The universal voice brings us knowing. The universal voice keeps us growing. The universal voice sets us free to roam to the universal sound of all. going to ohm 3 times if you feel moved to do that, like this. Oh, and again. Oh, oh. One more time. Oh. God is, I am, in this very sacred presence I know. All is well, I am so grateful, I release and let it all go. We are always at choice when we tune into the universal voice, but it takes discipline to listen into the universal voice. Let's try that part. It takes discipline to listen into the universal voice. One more time. It takes discipline to listen into the universal voice. Okay, come on back to the room, everybody, if you're not back yet. I think there's people wanting to come in. They can come in. Yeah, so today the talk is spiritual economics through song. Yeah, come on down. There's a couple seats down here in front. Yeah. SRO. So, this presentation that I'm going to be doing with you right now was inspired by me taking an 8-week course titled Spiritual Economics. And it was based on the wonderful book by very well-known spiritual leader Eric Butterworth. Everybody here know, or a lot of people know? And this is the book, Spiritual Economics. And so I used to go to Lincoln Center when I lived in New Jersey. I would go to Lincoln Center on Sunday morning and go and watch and listen to Eric Butterworth. Anybody else ever do that? Yeah, yeah. First time I did it was 1976, and I went fairly regularly. And so it was amazing because you would watch hundreds of people just filing in and out of there. He was in Alice Tully Hall and in Avery Fisher Hall. It was Dr. Stuart Grayson, who was the New York City head minister at the Church of Religious Science, now known as Centers for Spiritual Living. So all these new thinkers coming to Lincoln Center on Sunday morning, it was fabulous. And so I also had taken a version of this course back maybe in around 2002. I took the course. And actually, this is the book that I had then. Right? And when I went to find it on the shelf, because I remember I liked that course, and I still had the book. It's in pretty good shape still. But when I opened it, there were some things underlined. But now, like, every page pretty much has yellow on it because it was, I wasn't ready for the teachings, obviously, yet. So this is a case of when the student is ready, the teacher or the teachings appear. And I was so taken by the book the second time around that it took me hours and hours to get through each chapter, because maybe, let's see, four or so years ago, I became a haiku poet. Has anybody here ever written haiku poetry? Well, I write them fairly often. If you get my newsletter, I put 4, and it's sort of like the week to come or the week that we just went through in 68 syllables. Some people have newsletters and you have to read this whole thing. Oh, you get mine in 68 syllables. Because a haiku poem, it's 3 lines. The top line is 5 syllables. The second line is 7 syllables. And the third line is 5 syllables. And it's kind of a discipline, really, to make a thought fit in. I'm going, I'm counting, and it really helps me to embody the information. So I can read it and then write it. Sometimes I do that. I'll read something and I'll write down the line, and as I'm writing, oh, and this rhymes with that. Oh, and then I get a song too. So when I was taking this course, I created about 400 haiku poems. And that's why it took me forever to do my homework, but I loved it. I loved doing homework. So I'm going to share some of the haiku poems as we go along in the program. So what is happening is there were many ideas, principles, whatever you want to call them. What did he call them? Principles, I guess. Oh, chapter. He has 12 chapters. Well, I took my favorite ideas, could be the title of one of the chapters, and I named them ideas. And I took 5 because I don't have all day to do the program. So we're going to get through a lot of the book, my favorite principles or ideas from this book. Idea number 1. We can have idea number 1. God is everywhere present. Can you say that? God is everywhere present. Yeah. God is everywhere present. This is a major principle in New Thought philosophy. Not only is God everywhere present, it is everything. Not just in everything, it is everything. And some people can refer to this presence, this substance as energy. You know, energy, right? Everything is energy. Well, that's another word for God. You don't have to tell people that don't like the G word, but that's another word for it. Because everything is made of the same substance, essence, presence, expressing in its own individual uniqueness. Like everyone here, like you're unique, you're just like everybody else. You're unique. Everybody's their own unique expression of the source energy, whatever you want to call it. Spirit, God, infinite wisdom, we're all a unique extension or expression of that. And so this is where the physical, where we get, right? We get to express for God, because God, or whatever you want to call that, that is not in form. We're in form, right? We're in the material form in the world, in the physical world. So spirit isn't. Spirit doesn't have a body, right? Spirit is just everywhere all the time. So what we get to do is we get to be the eyes, the ears, the smell, the nose, the thoughts, the touching, the feelings. We get to do that for spirit, for God. So that's our gift to the spirit. And then just as in that song we did, it takes discipline to listen in to the universal sound, the universal voice. And it's about choices. We are always at choice. That's the other thing that makes us different from spirit in form. We get to have free will. We get to have choice. And that's why we want to be as conscious as we can. We are uniquely expressing being human for God by means of us. So I have a couple haiku poems. One life coursing through a divine appointment in human consciousness. The good I'm seeking is my God. God is my life, health, strength, and support. So you see, when I can write this stuff, it's just reaffirming the things that I already know. And so I'm going to read a little bit from the book, page 36 and 37. Let's see. Yes, directly from Eric Butterworth. Yes. Your personal welfare begins with your consciousness. It has its inception in the state of your mind. You can be prosperous when business is poor. You can experience financial difficulties even when business is booming. By your thinking, you are either adding to your good or you are taking away from it. The law is inexorable. This is just part of the law. You know, what we think about, we bring about. Your negative thoughts of fear and worry are depleting your good faster than inflation erodes the value of the dollar. And your positive, optimistic thoughts add to your good more dramatically than compound interest increases your bank savings. So it's all a matter of our conscious awareness. And so I used to sing this song. I'm going to getting a little warm. I used to sing this song back in the 70s, and it was written by Billie Holiday. And I never really knew what it meant. And now I do because I've been studying. So it goes, them that's got shall get, them that's not shall lose. So the Bible says, and it still is news. Mama may have, Papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own. It's got his own. So what that means, the Bible, here's what the Bible says. This was Jesus declared this truth in a statement. And it's been controversial because people typically don't understand consciousness. He said, quote, for unto everyone that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance, but from him that hath not shall be taken away even that which he hath. So it doesn't sound very fair, does it? It's like they're saying, you know, if you have, the more you have, the more you get, the more you don't have, the more you don't get. But it's just in our consciousness. If I know that I'm a divine being and I'm claiming my spiritual inheritance and I am aware of my thoughts, and, you know, when we have negative thoughts, so you catch that. You become aware in your consciousness. And now I was telling you that I went to see Eric Butterworth the first time. It was Easter Sunday in 1976, because in March, late March and early April in 1976, I took the S training. Did anybody here ever do that, or the landmark education? Right. And I learned a lot of things in there that I still use. Like as a 21-year-old, I learned that we create our own reality. I learned the difference between wants. We think, oh, I need a car. No, we just really need the things we need are to survive. And, you know, I learned a lot of things like that about accountability and how life is a mirror, and what we're seeing out here is a reflection of us. And so I met my friend Rebecca, and we're still friends. I've seen her. She lives way out west somewhere. I saw her a couple years ago, so we still communicate sometimes. And she turned me on to Eric Butterworth. And I remember Easter Sunday, 1976, and here she comes in this beautiful dress and an Easter bonnet, and it was a memorable day. And one time, as a very, not very affluent yet, folk singer, you know, musician in my 20s, I was saying, oh, I'm so poor, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, never say you're poor. Never say you're poor. I'm looking at her, she goes, you could say you're broke. But poor is a state of consciousness. Yeah, doesn't that make sense? So, and then she said, this is a quote from Eric Butterworth. It's a sin to be poor. Because when you're saying you're poor, you're missing the mark. You know, sin really means missing the mark. You're missing the mark of the truth. You're not poor, you just don't have any money right now. So, now you can have a lot of money and be poor, you know? And you can have nothing and have riches. I mean, you can have no money, but money isn't everything. It's just energy. So I'm going to sing you this song in the universal realm. We had the universal voice. Now we have the universal realm. And this one is a kirtan. And I'll teach you the words. They repeat a few times. In the universal realm where we live and have our being, the whole of spirit is present everywhere. Yeah. Oh, you have it. Perfect. Okay, and then that repeats. So I'll sing it, and then we can all sing it together, and then we'll do the ohms together. Okay? And then there's a second verse. In the universal realm where we live and have our being, the whole of spirit is present everywhere. In the universal realm where we live and have our being, the whole of spirit is present everywhere. Oh, oh, and again. Oh, oh, have been broke, but I've never been poor. I rely on spirit, it's my inner jewel. I may have been broke, but I've never been poor. I rely on spirit, it's my inner jewel. True prosperity for you and me. When we open up and see that we are free, God works through eternity, not doing for me, but as me. So, we're going to go back to the first part again. And you know, the Om is a universal sound of creation. So if there's something that you would like to manifest in your life and you have it in your mind, do some Oms around it. It can help. In the universal realm where we live and have our being, the whole of spirit is present everywhere. In the universal realm where we live and have our being, the whole of spirit is present everywhere. May have been broke, but I've never been poor. I rely on spirit, it's my inner jewel, right? I may have been broke, but I've never been poor. I rely on spirit, it's my inner jewel. True prosperity for you and me. When we open up, we see that we are free. For God within is always there. Look inside and know it's right here. Job, everybody. Okay. That's right, you can clap. It's a concert. Yay. So, we're going to move on to idea number 2. I need a sip of tea. And what is idea number 2? The principle of abundance. Can you say that? Isn't that cool? Abundance is a principle, right? It really is. Oh. We live in an abundant and giving universe. Just look at how nature is constantly just giving. It's the law of life. It just gives. It gives. I mean, you know, how many people have gardens? And you trim the bushes, and then like a couple weeks later, you've got to do it again. I like the idea of, I have a huge oak tree in my backyard, and we get all these acorns, and each of those acorns has the potential to grow to be a giant oak tree, bigger than this circumference of this rug, maybe almost twice as big, giant. And each of those acorns has a potential to produce another oak tree that produces thousands of acorns each year. So to me, that I kind of get a visceral sense of infinity, like it just keeps going and going to infinite. So prosperity is a way of thinking and being. It's not something we get. The word affluence literally means an abundant flow. It's fluid, an abundant flow. And this is all in this book. Oh, here's a haiku poem. The economy is just a barometer of our consciousness. Same thing with the government, believe it or not. So this is my favorite quotation from the book. Quote from the kingdom that is within you, which is your very own inlet, may become an outlet to all there is in God. Claim your inheritance of abundance. You are entitled to the support of God, substance and everything to which you give your mind or hands. Now, this is my favorite part of this. Let go of the belief in grace, of poverty, and the subconscious sense of guilt in having things. How many people have ever done that? Think, oh, I have this and they can't have. No. Mm-mm. Let go of those. Those feelings of unworthiness, these are attitudes that have a detrimental influence upon human consciousness. Claim your inheritance. Really, claim your inheritance. You deserve it. We are each worthy beings because we're alive, because we're an expression of source energy. So here's 3 more haikus. I'm rich in spirit by reason of spiritual, yes, inheritance. The wheel of fortune is the ever-present God. It's an inside job. Living a charmed life, knowing I deserve it all, spirit then responds. So we're going to move on to idea number 3, which is, what's idea number 3? Well, I'll tell you. There it is. Oh, what happened? Okay. It is your fortune begins with you. Your fortune begins with you. Okay, now let's say it begins with me. My fortune begins with me. Yes. Our point of power is always the present moment, because if you think about the past, well, you can learn from what happened in the past. And if you think about the future, well, you can set intentions, but you're doing that now. You're learning now from the past and you're setting intentions now for the future. So that's our point of power right here and now. This is where we are free to make the choices that support or deny our desires. Conscious awareness is key. This is being conscious of what we're thinking and feeling. And thoughts create feelings. Did you ever hear anybody say, did you ever say, a feeling just came over me? How many people have had that thought, right? We might think that, but all feeling is caused by thought. It could be an unconscious thought, a subconscious thought. There's something known in the New Thought world called race consciousness. It doesn't mean race, it means the human race. We're born into it. Some of the stuff that my mother had this disease, so that means I might have it too. That isn't true. Here's a principle in New Thought philosophy. Principle, which means life or God, is not determined by precedent. Principle is not bound by precedent. Just because it always happened before doesn't mean we have to continue that pattern. We have the choices to create something new each moment. I'm not saying it's easy, but we have that potential. We have the power. Power to the people. Okay. Okay, and according to Abraham Hicks, anybody here familiar with teacher Abraham Hicks? Quote, a belief is just a thought we keep thinking. It could be a lie or a truth we keep hearing. You hear something enough that's not true becomes true because you've heard it before. Careful about that. Find better feeling thoughts. They can become manifestations. So I just want to tell you what happened to me about a year before last year's election, 2024 election. I was so invested in what was happening, and I had to watch all the podcasts, and I was ticked off a lot. I just was, and my energy, vibration, my frequency was doing this, and I was manifesting things that I did not want. I mean, really bad stuff, negative stuff, and I realized it, and I stopped watching the podcasts, and I would just, on AOL, I would see the headlines, but what I started to do was watch on my on YouTube, sitting with dogs. Anybody know that? Sitting with dogs. There's this guy, Rocky Kanaka from Hawaii, and he goes to the shelters, and he sits with the dogs that, they're frozen, they're looking at the wall, they're trembling. The dogs that are just scared and they're not going to get adopted. Who would want to, or they're growling, something. they don't have a good chance of being adopted. So he'll go and he'll sit with them and he'll give them treats and he'll give them affirmations. Whatever happened to you, it's not your fault. You are a good dog. And I would see how that made you feel. It's like, yeah, I'm a good dog, you know. So you are a good dog. And then I found Caesar Milan, the dog whisperer. He is my guru, right? It's all about your calmness, calm and assertive, and the dogs become calm and submissive, and they want to be. The dogs don't want to be the leader of the pack. They need a job. They need us to become the leader, and there's ways to do that, and the dogs love it. They learn like that. Caesar says, I rehabilitate dogs and train owners because it's the owners are the ones that have to make the change. The dog just does what it's told, really. And I went to visit some friends the other day, and they had the cutest golden doodle named Luna, and I just loved the dog. And there's Eli and his wife, Fabiola, and Fabiola says, well, the dog has too much energy. Like, you know, I think her husband wanted to possibly get rid of the dog because it was just all the time. And so I said, well, do you give the dog I'm being the dog whisperer. Do you give the dog exercise? Oh, yeah, we take her for a walk a couple times a day. I said, and it's not enough, though, right? Get the dog a treadmill. Put the dog on the treadmill, and then it takes a while for them to get used to it. But we put a video on of Caesar, and it took like maybe 3 minutes of like the dog to have this dog just, and they're happy to do it, and they use up the energy, and then they can become calm and submissive. I love that. So did we get on to idea number 3? Yes, manifestations are thoughts. So I have a song that I wrote. I wrote it. Remember this movie, The Secret? And they had all those different teachers, and one of them they had different mantras like, your wish is my command, and thoughts become things. And so the thoughts become things is this song. And it goes like this. Summer into fall, winter into spring, listen to the call, the thoughts become things, thoughts become things, I let my wishes ring, I'm awakening, the pendulum swings to thoughts becoming things, the blessings they can bring, aware that I'm aware, my thinking is a prayer, my thinking is a prayer, my thinking is a prayer, thoughts become things. My wishes sing. I'm affirming now, God's declaring how each and every hour I tap into the power of universal law, brings a state of awe. The magic of the mind is out of space and time, out of space and time, out of space and time. I'm opening. I'm awakening. Thoughts become things, the pleasures they can bring, the treasures of a king. I am one with everything. I am one with everything. I am one with everything. Summer into fall, winter into spring, listen to the call that thoughts become things, 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 thoughts become things. Choose good ones. Yeah, all right. All right. I have to have a cough drop. Hold on a second. So we're going to move into idea number 4, which is, do we have it yet? This is good. I get a tea break. What is it? In the flow of God. In the flow of God. Good job. Good dogs. And cats and whatever. People. Okay. In the flow of God, a giving spirit. Quote from Eric. The goal should not be to make money or acquire things, but to achieve the consciousness through which the substance flows forth when and as you need it. You know, can you imagine being in the flow? You never have to really worry about money and then things are just handed to you. You know, we can have a life like that. I mean, I don't even like the word worry because I think it's a 4-letter word. It's like a 4-letter word because when you worry, it's like you're thinking, fantasizing about what you don't want. You can be concerned. Concerned is solution oriented. You know, you could start to worry and go, wait a minute, what's the solution? So worry, nope. All right, so electricity, we're going to use that kind of as an example. It's an invisible current. It's a force of nature. Electric current is invisible to us. We can't deny it. Haiku. Now, money or affluence, it doesn't have to be in form. You know, you could just have an affluent type of life. Money or affluence is also an invisible force. That's why it's called currency. Yeah, currency. So I have more haiku here. Let me see. A couple more pages. Oh yeah, I have 4 of them. Yeah, 4 of them. Handle currency with a joyous attitude to get in the flow. I trust the allness of the infinite supply. Spirit is my source. Here in a nutshell, giving way to divine flow is in consciousness. It's not what we are giving to, it's what we are giving divinely from. Now, Eric Butterworth says, we cannot outgive God, and money is God in action. It is a flow, and when the flow is blocked, what happens? The flow is blocked, so what eventually happens? Something breaks, or, you know, because you can't really stop the flow. You can block it, but when you're stopping the flow, it's temporary, temporary stoppage. So he says, when the flow is blocked, something's got to give. Start giving to give. Start the flow. It's the universal law of circulation. You know, you can't just continue to receive because that will stop the flow. So, you know, it's giving and receiving. That's the law of circulation, giving and receiving. Well, I have a song called Something's Gotta Give. Yeah, here it is. Okay. And it's kind of like a Buddy Holly song I wrote. A New Thought Buddy Holly song. So, I'll teach you the chorus. The words are, I don't think I have them here. Something's got to give if we truly want to live. Say that, please. Something's got to give if we truly want to live in a world where we all grow. In a world where we all... And then again, something's got to give if we truly want to live in a sacred, abundant flow. So try that part. Something's got to give if we truly want to live in a sacred, abundant flow. That'll be your part, okay? Something's gotta give if we truly wanna live in a world where we all grow. Something's gotta give if we truly wanna live in a sacred, abundant flow. Let's try it again. Something's gotta give if we truly wanna live in a world where we all grow. Something's gotta give if we truly wanna live in a sacred, abundant flow. Giving of itself is the universal start, creating the perfect setting. What I gotta give comes straight from my heart. It is love and light and blessing. Is us. Something's gotta give if we truly wanna live in a world where we all grow. Something's gotta give if we truly wanna live in a sacred, abundant flow. Giving of itself is the universal start, creating a perfect setting. What I gotta give comes straight from my heart. It is love and light and blessing. Something's gotta give if we truly wanna live in a world where we all grow. Something's gotta give if we truly wanna live in a sacred, abundant flow. In a sacred, abundant flow. In an abundant Okay, so the next idea is our last idea. It's distinct. I think it's the last one. Maybe no, there's 6. Uh, distinctions in tithing practice. Okay. This was so powerful for me. Tithing. According to Butterworth, there are distinctions around the concept of tithing. 1, if we give to get, this is not real giving. 2, the history of the tithe, which translates to the word 10, is a giving of 10% of income, crops, or whatever is earned or accumulated in a year. And it was a requirement. So really it was a tax. And some people guilty of not giving their full share were even put to death. This is in this book here. And, oh, now I get to read you from page 180. And this really woke me up. So the first thing he tells us, at the very outset, let us establish the point that tithing is an excellent practice that we strongly recommend to anyone who is seeking to change his or her life from indigence to affluence. It's a good habit to get into. But if we're just doing it because we think we're going to get something, we got to change that. We just want to give. We want to support the center. We want to support the kids. We want to support. And so once I heard that tithing was originally a requirement, it freed me, because I had been thinking about upping my monthly contribution to the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast in Sarasota, where I'm a member. I upped my monthly gift by 50%. And I don't even notice it because it's on bill pay. It's on like a recurring bill pay, and it just comes out and it's okay. Oh yeah, there's your money. And it felt good because I had been considering doing that. I wanted to come from a place of giving, a giving attitude. And I have been consciously more generous, like things like tipping and sharing. And even if you walk down the street and you see somebody and you smile at the person, that's a giving attitude. Now, there was a lady in the pool, an older Indian woman. She had the bindi here, and she was probably close to 100 or something. I mean, she was an old lady, and she wasn't very attractive to me, as a judging and evaluating human, which I'm working on it. But I smiled at her, and all of a sudden, she smiled, and she became beautiful. Has anyone ever witnessed that? You smile at somebody, and they become beautiful. So I have another song. It's a short song. How many people here buy lottery tickets? Come on, admit it. If you I buy lottery tickets. I buy it every week. I spend $6 a week. I buy the lotto. I have my same 6 numbers, and I buy a double ticket for Wednesday and a double ticket for Saturday. I mean, it's like a religion to me. It's like a spiritual practice. And the thing that's really fun about it, because it's about our attitude. I think about, it's like $14 million on Saturday. I didn't check it from last night, but maybe I won, It's like, what could we do? You get about half. What could we do with $7 million? Lots of stuff. We could pay off this. We could we could help the center. We could whatever, we just start to get ideas, and my husband's into it too. We kind of fantasize about what we're going to do. And then, if I don't win, right, then I get to give $300 a year to education in Florida for kids, education in Florida. So if you do the lottery and you give them the ticket and they put it through the machine, if it's a winning ticket, even if you just win a ticket, it goes da 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 da. So I'm like, see if I won. I'm like, come on, da 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 da. And people are like, they think I'm crazy, but you know what? What you think of me is none of my business, and that's another spiritual principle. So I wrote a song, short little song, called Lottery Ticket, and it goes like this. Every time I buy a lottery ticket, I am a winner, I am a winner. Every time I buy a lottery ticket, my heart's a glimmer, my heart's a glimmer. My vibration's risen and it's given me such a feeling, a realization, transformation's healing. Oh yes, it's healing. Every time I buy a lottery ticket, I am a winner. I am a winner. Every time I buy a lottery ticket, my heart's a glimmer. My heart's a glimmer. And there you have it, lottery ticket. Buy the lottery tickets, yay! All right, so we have one more idea. Let's get that last idea. Idea number 6, green side up. Oh, green side, can you see that green side up? Okay. And this was my favorite chapter idea from the book. So Eric says, when we look at a dollar, the paper money, and all the coins have it too. I didn't realize until I wrote the song. So here's the front, really, like with the face, and then here's the back. And see how it's more green than that? This is green, but this is greener. Well, this side says, "In God we trust." So when you hand somebody cash, you give it to them with the green side up because it reminds the person giving to bless the money and where it's going, what it's doing, and bless the person that's getting it. So right after I learned this idea, I went into the Circle K for a cup of coffee, and there was this one woman working the register, and I was going to give her cash. I go, "I just learned this thing," and I told her, I was like, "Oh, and I give it to you green side up because I'm blessing the money and I'm blessing the person getting it." And she goes, "I needed to hear that." It made me feel good. That was another, giving, telling somebody that I'm blessing you. And it also worked the same. That summer I did it too in the delicatessen in Randolph, New Jersey. The woman was like, "Oh, that was great. I needed that." So green side up. Green side up. So some of you know that I grew up in a nursery school. My mom had Silverland. It was in our big, giant farmhouse in Montville, New Jersey. And she started it in the 60s. She's had it for like 30-something years. And so a lot of my songs are very simple because I have that influence. My mom was also a songwriter. And so the chorus, your part goes like this. Green side up when you put your money down. Let's try that with our hand. We're going to hand dance. Green side up when you put your money down. Green side up when you pass it around. Green side up when you're paying for your stuff. Green side up, it says, "In God we trust." Let's try it one more time. Maybe I'll get it right. Green side up when you put your money down. Green side up when you pass it around. Green side up when you're paying for your stuff. Come on, everybody, pay for your stuff. Yeah. Paying for your stuff. Green side up, it says, "In God we trust." One more time. Green side up when you put your money down. Green side up when you pass it around. Green side up when you're paying for your stuff. Green side up, it says, "In God we trust." All the paper money in America has a message for each one of us. All the paper money in America has the message, "In God we trust." Come on. Green side up when you put your money down. Green side up when you pass it around. Green side up when you're paying for your stuff. Green side up, it says, "In God we trust." There's a blessing to the person you hand the money to. There's a blessing that comes right back to you. All the paper money in America has a message for each one of us. All the paper money in America has the message, "In God we trust." Come on. Green side up when you put your money down. Green side up when you pass it around. Green side up when you're paying for your stuff. Green side up, it says, "In God we trust." Green side up, it says, "In God we trust." Green side up, it says, "In God we trust." Thank you so much, everybody. My spiritual family. Where's Angela? Let's see what's happening. Well, that now, isn't this a perfect time for the offertory? Yeah. Am I supposed to do it? Okay. Well, take out your gift. Yeah. And hold it in your hand, and if you do it automatically like I do, the bill pay, just think about it. Put your hands on your heart. What is it? Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And the song is, God is my source, all my needs are met, and I'm grateful. Okay, so like this. I think we have the song up here. Okay. God is my source, all my needs are met, and I am grateful again. God is my source, all my needs are met, and I am grateful. One more time. God is my source, all my needs are met, and I am grateful. All my needs are met. All my needs are met. All my needs are met. All my needs are met, and I am grateful. God is my source. God is my source. All my needs are met, and I am grateful. Let me hear you. All my needs are met, and I am grateful. One more time. God is my source. All my needs are met, and I am grateful. All my needs are met. All my needs are met. All my needs are met. All my needs are met, and I am grateful. All my needs are met. All my needs are met. All my needs are met. All my needs are met, and I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. And so it is. Okay. Oh, okay. We're there already. Good. Now, where's my flat pick? There it is. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Okay, we ready for the peace song? Yeah? Do we circle? I'm not sure how we do it here. Stand or... Okay. Yeah, I don't think... We have to make like 3 circles within a circle. Okay. And thank you so much, everybody in Unity of St. Petersburg. And I'll be out in the lobby if anybody is interested in any of the goodies I have. Are you ready? With right. Yay, God. Thank you so much. I'll see everybody in the